Greetings and welcome to Normal Guy Games. This time I'm actually painting the Stormcast Eternals from the Dreadfane Warhammer Underworlds box. So I'm actually quite excited to get the game to the table, so let's see how I painted them. Let's see what the color scheme ended up being. Alright, so when choosing the scheme for these models, I really wanted to make it simple and quick. So step by step, what I did here was I blocked out all of the metallics, and I did that with just lead belcher, plain and simple, really easy. And so this is, I used a large brush to make this easier. That way I could put a lot of paint down, and the bottle of the brush keeps a lot of paint ready at hand. And this step, honestly, it doesn't look like it would be quick, but for these models, it actually was pretty darn quick because the metallic area was not as big as it might seem at first. They've got a lot of robes. And speaking of robes, next thing I did was block in the robes with a dark blue color. This is the this is Proacryl and dark jade. This is the dark jade and the Payne's gray. I've been using those colors a lot because I really like the way they look. So simple enough, and I know it's on the side there, but I blocked in the I used Ebony Flesh by Reaper for the gloves. I used purple for the grip on the weapon, and then of course Retributor armor for the gold on the models. The blue here is a color that I mixed using an ink. It was Phthalo blue, along with a little bit of flow improver and medium, and a little bit of lead belcher paint. So this is me using a little bit of blue, a lighter blue color, and that Payne's gray to highlight a little bit. Now I did this in stages. I put more of the light blue color onto the robes as I went, and I did the same thing with the jade. I used a light green color to make the jade a little bit lighter, and I just painted that onto the raised areas of the robes. Now for the bases, I used the same gray paint that I've been using for a lot of stone. It's actually Wolf Gray. It's by Reaper. I gave this 2 coats, and I made sure to make the coats fairly even, a little bit thin as well. That way they would dry pretty smooth. And this particular color, I don't know what it is about this for stone, but it looks a lot better than a lot of the other stone colors that I have, especially after you hit it with a wash. And I am going to hit that eventually with a wash as we go. Now, as you can see here, I'm putting a second coat across most of it. Now, this doesn't have to be perfect because since you're going to hit it with a wash, it makes things a lot easier. Now, I use that Ebony Flesh again to do the ground. Any kind of dirt or mud, and I used the Proacryl dark yellow green for all of the leaves, and then I took Mornfang brown and I brushed that over all of the dirt and some of the leaves as well to make them look kind of dirty, like they've been sitting on the ground. I also used that dry brush to put a little bit of that brown on the stones as well, because you don't want it to be 100% clean. It breaks up the monotony a little bit to see some dirt, especially on the edges of those stones. Now, I used Mornfang brown to highlight the gloves, just a really quick and dirty highlight, nothing too crazy. And I did that across the board for any of the leather, and I believe the only leather I have on these guys is the gloves this time, which is convenient, very convenient. The last step I used was just to put a Nuln oil wash on them. And honestly, I know that some people say, oh, liquid talent, everybody uses too much liquid talent. For a project like this, just to get it out on the table, this is an Underworlds warband, and Ironsoul's Condemnors. and I just wanted to get them done quick, and I think they look pretty good. I mean, quite honestly, for the amount of time that I spent on these, the paint job turned out really, really nice. So that's what we look like. That's how it looks in the end there. You can see that the I did my normal face recipe for the head, but that's it. That's all. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I appreciate you all.